So on this chapter, you are getting the questions up to the 25 marks. So first we will see the cardiac pacemaker. Cardiac pacemaker is an electronic instrument which gives electric impulses or stimulation to the heart muscles. It consists two parts, electronic unit and a lead. The types of pacemaker, external pacemaker and internal pacemaker. So external pacemaker is used when temporary problems are related to the heart. In that case, they are using the external pacemakers. Whenever the damage is occurred permanently, that time internal pacemakers are used. Now we will see the comparison between internal and external pacemaker. First, internal pacemaker. It surgically implemented beneath the skin near the chest, abdomen. External, the pacemaker is placed outside the body as a wristwatch or in pocket. Second difference, the electrodes are called myocardiac. External pacemaker, the electrodes are called endocardiac. It requires an open chest minor surgery in an internal pacemaker. It does not require any open chest surgery. In internal pacemaker, the battery can be replaced only by minor surgery. In external, the battery can be easily replaced in external pacemakers. These are used for permanent heart damage, internal pacemakers. External pacemakers are used for temporary heart irregularities. So this one question you are getting for the 5 marks for the comparison. Defibrillators. The instrument for administering the shock is called defibrillator. Ventricular need of the defibrillator. Ventricular fibrillation is serious cardiac emergency resulted from asynchronous contraction of the heart muscles. Types of defibrillator. Based on the electrode placement, internal and external defibrillators are there. Based on the nature of the voltage applied, there is a AC and a DC defibrillators are there. First, we will see the AC defibrillator. This one is a setup for the AC defibrillator. So, direct from the mains, they are giving the input for the transformer. The secondary of the transformer is a multi-pointer tapped transformer is there. So, which one voltage we required to those voltage we can connect electrodes. Here they are using the S1 and S2 switch and a fuse. So using the switch you can control the timing and fuse is control current limit. It used both internal as well as external fibrillation. It consists of step-up transformer with split secondary windings. An electronic timer circuit is used to operate a switch. In timer circuit, RC network or monostable multivibrator is used. Disadvantages of the AC defibrillator. It produces some side effects like a burning of a skin, violent contraction of muscles. It requires successive attempts. It is not suitable for treating arterial fibrillation. Now we will see the DC defibrillator. So this one is the circuit diagram for the DC defibrillator. In this DC defibrillator, AC waveform is converted into the DC. So when the circuit switch is positioned at A, then capacitor is allowed to charge to a voltage set by positioning of the auto transformer. When switch changes to B, the capacitor discharges across the heart through the electrodes. Inductor is used to show down the discharging process. Advantages of DC defibrillator: more effective for treating ventricular fibrillation as well as for atrial fibrillation. This method requires few attempts and it is less harmful. Now we will see the comparison between external and internal defibrillator. So this comparison you are getting for the 5 marks. External defibrillator, it is also called as a automated external defibrillator. It is also called as a internal cardioverter. External, it is automatically applied an electric shock if abnormality sensed. Internal, the patient who are at risk of a sudden cardiac death due to ventricular fibrillation. In external defibrillator, externally electric shock is given at the chest wall. The electric shock is given directly to the heart in internal defibrillator. The voltage is used in an external defibrillator. Voltage range from 1000 volt to the 4000 volt is used in external defibrillator. In internal defibrillator, 50 volt to the 100 volt voltage is used. In external defibrillator, current passing through the chest is 10 to 60 amperes. Current passing through the heart is 1 to 20 amperes in internal defibrillator. In external defibrillator, paddle-shaped electrodes are used. In internal, spoon-shaped electrodes are used. So on this you are getting the 5 marks question. So this one is the block diagram of a gastric photocoagulator is there. So this one diagram you are getting for the 5 marks. Only diagram you should draw here. This is also diagram of a microwave diathermy setup. This diagram also you are getting for the 5 marks. Only sketch you should draw here. Hemodialyzer machine. Now we will see the block diagram of a hemodialyzer machine. So hemodialyzer machine is used for the dialysis purpose. When any kidney problem is there, otherwise a kidney is not working properly, in that case for the blood purification external hemodialyzer machine is used. So this one is the setup for the hemodialyzer machine. So in that from the artery they are taking the blood through the blood pump. So whenever they are taking the blood, that time blood pressure is continuously measured, because at the particular pressure only they are taking the blood from the body. Then it passes through the number of the membrane plates, that is a hemodialyzer setup is there, membranes are there. In that silicon membrane, the alternately electrodialysis liquid is there. Then for the pressure monitor they are using here a pressure gauge is there. Then dialysis liquid is given input from this point with the constant temperature only. So here blood detector is there, then pressure monitor is there, air separator is there. So this one is the diagram for the hemodialyzer machine. Hemodialyzer is a machine which removes waste products from the blood and restore normal pH value of the blood. So hemodialyzer used for a short term and a long term. So the arteriovenous shunt is opened and connected to the dialyzer. The number of planar sheets of membrane which are pressed together in a frame. There is a blood leak detector is also there, and a blood membrane, this membrane rupture is also there. So here from the artery the blood is taken with the blood pressure measurement. So in this membrane there is a number of the membranes are pressed together, and alternately here electrodialysis solution is flow. In opposite direction blood is flow here. So in that whenever the more waste materials or waste products are present in the blood, that time the gradient, concentration gradient is more in the blood, or so that's why the waste products or waste product is absorbed into the electrolyte solution only. Then it maintain the concentration gradient, and in this way waste product are removed from the blood only. So here they are using here blood detector monitor is there. If suppose any one of the membrane is ruptured, then some blood contents is mixed into the electrolyte solution. So that one blood in electrolyte solution is detected using this blood detector. Then whenever it detect that time, that semi-permeable membrane will be changed in the hemodialyzer machine. So here drain is used. Once this purification process is done, then the impure electrolyte solution is take outside these membranes only, and again using this dialysis liquid in, they are giving the input for the electrodialysis. So whenever they are giving dialysis liquid, that time temperature is maintained constant at 37 degrees Celsius. If suppose temperature is increased, then it injures to the number of the cells of blood. Then this purified blood is given to the air separator. During this process, if suppose air bubbles are mixed into the blood, then that air is separated in this air bubble separator. So using this blood pressure, with the particular pressure only, again the blood is given to the body. So this one is the explanation of hemodialyzer. So now we will see the block diagram of digital hearing aid. So in this digital hearing aid, they are using the mic, ADC. So in digital hearing aid, main blocks are mic, ADC, DSP, DAC, and recorder is there. So mic means microphone is there, analog to digital converters, digital to analog converters, digital signal processor, receiver, and a two-port memories are there. Essentially sound wave picked up by the microphone, and these electrical signals are converted into digital form by A to D converter. The typical microphone will have an internal noise of 20 dB SPL when referred to the input, and a maximum undistorted output corresponding to a signal of about 90 dB special, allowing some margin for a peak performance. The total dynamic range required of the ADC is 80 dB. This requirement can be achieved with a 14-bit ADC. The DSP is a fixed digital processing device containing an array of address, multipliers, and registers, which provides operation necessary for implementing various digital algorithms. Since the power consumption is a major consideration in the design of hearing aids, the wired program approach is followed. The DSP is associated with a two-port memory, which used to store processing parameters that can be downloaded from the external programmer to the hearing aids. The signals processed by DSP is converted in analog form using digital to analog converter. The output, that is an electrical signal of DAC, is given to the receiver. The digital hearing aid are implemented with CMOS technology with a feature size of 1 micrometer or less, and with an estimated power consumption of 20 microwatt, An estimated 10,000 CMOS inverters are required to implement 4 lakh multiply adder operations for filtering, compression functions and other processing requirement. So this one is the digital hearing aid. Now we will see the working of a solid state electrosurgical unit. Solid state electrosurgical block diagram is shown in a figure only. The operating frequency of a solid state surgical diathermy machine is 300 kilohertz to 3 megahertz is there. In monopolar cut process, it requires 0 to 350 watts power is required. Coagulation, it requires 0 to 100 watts. In bipolar leads for cutting process, 0 to 50 watts is required, and coagulation purpose it requires 0 to 10 watts power is required. The heart of the system is the logic and control part is there, which produces the basic signal and provides various timing signals for the cutting, coagulation and hemostasis modes of operations. In power supply, a stable multivibrator and frequency dividers are used. An astable multivibrator generates 500 kilohertz square wave pulses. The output from this oscillator is divided into a number of frequencies by using binary counters. These are frequencies which are used as a system timing signals. The 250 kilohertz signal used for cutting is given to power output, where it controls the push-pull parallel power transistor output stage. The output of this high power push-pull amplifier is applied to a transformer, which provides voltage step up and isolation for the output signal of the machine. In order to facilitate identification of each mode of operation, they are generating audio tone with different frequencies. So 1 kilohertz tone for the coagulation process, 500 hertz tone for the cutting process, 250 hertz tone for hemostasis. The isolator switch provides isolated switching control between the active hand switch and the rest of the unit. Logic circuits are used to receive external control signals and to operate the isolating relays, which gives visual indication and determine the alarm conditions. The logic circuit receives information from the foot switch, finger switch and alarm sensing points. A thermostat is sometimes mounted on the power amplifier heat sink. If temperature is more, then it becomes open circuited, signaling an alarm and interrupting the output. The output circuit in diathermy machine is generally isolated and carefully insulated from low frequency primary and secondary voltages. During this process, gases are used for the anesthesia purpose. So this one is the explanation or working of a solid state electrosurgical unit. Now we will see the block diagram of electrotherapeutic stimulator. So this one is the block diagram is given to generate the different stimulation pulses. In stimulator, they used variable rate multi vibrator, that is a M1, to set the basic stimulus frequency. The output from the free running multi vibrator triggers a monostable multi vibrator M2 circuit, which sets the pulse width. The output pulse from the monostable provider an interrupted galvanic output whose rate as well as duration can be independently controlled. Another stable multivibrator produces short duration pulses called Faraday current. Faraday current are usually modulated at a frequency set by the multivibrator M1 in a mixer circuit M4. Since the modulation of Faraday pulses takes place with a low rate of increase and decrease, the output of M4 is a surged Faraday current is there. By integrating the output of M2, the interrupted galvanic pulses can be modified to have an exponential rise and fall. The shape of these pulses is similar to an triangular waveform. The galvanic current is also made available by suitably tapping off the DC supply. Finally, any one of the waveform can be selected through a selector switch and fed either to an emitter follower stage in order to provide a low output impedance constant voltage output to a high output impedance constant current stage. Output impedance of a constant voltage stimulator is of the order of 100 ohm, and constant current type greater than 100 kilo ohms. This stimulator is isolated from the earth only. Now we will see the different types of the waveforms used in electrotherapy. So first one we will see the galvanic. This waveform is shown here only. First is the galvanic current is there. When steady flow of direct current is passed through a tissue, its effect is primarily chemical. It causes the movement of ions and their collection at the skin areas lying immediately beneath the electrodes. The effect is manifested most clearly in bright red coloration, which is an expression of hyperemia. Galvanic current is also called as a direct current. Faraday current. Faraday current is a sequence of pulses with a defined shape and current intensity. The pulse duration is about 1 millisecond with a triangular waveform, and interval duration of about 20 milliseconds is there. Faraday current acts upon muscle tissues and upon the motor nerves produces muscle contraction. There is no ion transfer and no chemical effect. It used in the treatment of muscle weakness. Next is the surgical current is there. If the peak current intensity applied to the patient increases and decreases rhythmically, and the rate of increase and decrease of the peak amplitude is slow, the resulting shape of the current waveform is called as a surging current, mainly used in treatment of functional paralysis. The surge rate is 6 to 60 surges per minute. The duration of surging is adjustable. It also used in the treatment of pain and spasms. Next, exponentially progressive current. This current is useful for the treatment of severe paralysis. It provides selective stimulation for the treatment of paralyzed muscles. The slope of the exponential pulse is kept variable. Next, biphasic current is there. The combination of positive and negative pulses is called biphasic stimulation. Biphasic stimulation also helps to neutralize the polarization of the recording electrodes. It reduces the muscle fatigue. The stimulation current intensity required less for treatment as compared to the monophasic current. So these are the different waveforms are used in the electrotherapy. So on this you are getting the 5 marks question. So in that you should draw the waveform, and for those waveforms you have to explain the explanation.